20 black child actors from the early 2000s you'd never recognize today. Did you know the star who held his own against Martin Lawrence and Denzel Washington walked away from it all at the height of his powers? We remember him as the face of 2000s classics like Big Mama's House and Antoine Fisher. But Joshua Washington's greatest act wasn't on a movie set. It was his silent escape from the Hollywood trap. While other child stars spiraled, Joshua traded the flashing lights for a life of profound stability. Hit that subscribe button and join Black Excellence Legends as we reveal how this child prodigy mastered the art of walking away. Jamie Foxworth. The narrative of Jamie Foxworth is perhaps one of the most poignant examples of the disappearing act that can haunt child stardom. Born in 1979, she became a household fixture during the early 1990s as Judy Winslow, the youngest daughter on the mega-hit sitcom Family Matters. For 4 seasons, Jamie delivered a charming, grounded performance that balanced the escalating antics of Steve Urkel. However, her sudden and unexplained departure from the show remains one of television's most baffling mysteries. Her character simply walked upstairs in one episode and never returned, effectively being written out of existence due to budget constraints and the show's shift in focus. The aftermath of this exit was a turbulent period of transition. Unlike many of her peers who moved into academia, Jamie attempted to pivot into the music industry. She formed an R&B trio called SHE with her sisters Tyrin and Jania, releasing the album Three's a Charm in 1997. Despite their talent, the project failed to achieve mainstream commercial traction. This professional stagnation, combined with the psychological weight of being erased from a hit show, led to a period of profound personal struggle. Jamie has been remarkably transparent about her subsequent battles with substance abuse and her brief controversial foray into the adult film industry. Under a pseudonym, a move she later cited as a desperate financial necessity. Today, standing at 46 years old in early 2026, Jamie's story has shifted from one of tragedy to one of triumph through recovery. After appearing on Celebrity Rehab with Dr. Drew, she successfully reclaimed her life. She has prioritized her role as a mother above all else, focusing on raising her son and maintaining her sobriety. Jamie serves as a powerful advocate for the mental health of former child performers, using her platform to highlight the lack of structural support in Hollywood. She remains a resilient figure who proved that even when an industry forgets you, you can still find your way home to yourself. Brandon Ratcliffe. In the landscape of early 2000s cinema, few child actors possessed the raw, naturalistic intensity of Brandon Ratcliffe. Born in April 1998, Ratcliffe's ascent was fueled by a precocious dedication to the craft that bordered on the extraordinary. By the age of 4, he wasn't just watching television, he was dissecting it, memorizing complex scripts, and declaring his destiny to his family in Wisconsin. This unwavering ambition prompted a monumental move to Los Angeles, where his distinctive look, a blend of soulful wisdom and youthful curiosity, immediately captured the attention of elite talent scouts. Unlike the polished Disney-style child stars of the era, Brandon resonated with a grittier, more authentic frequency that made him a darling of the independent film circuit. His crowning achievement came at just 10 years old, an age when most children are navigating elementary school hallways. Brandon etched his name into history by becoming the youngest actor to ever have 2 separate feature films screened at the prestigious Cannes Film Festival in the same year. His performance in Miranda July's Me and You and Everyone We Know, 2005, was lauded by critics worldwide for its startling emotional depth. He possessed a rare, wise beyond his years persona that allowed him to anchor avant-garde narratives with effortless ease. Following this success, he delivered another hauntingly beautiful performance in the film Breathe, solidifying his reputation as a generational talent capable of carrying the weight of complex human emotions. As of early 2026, the now 27-year-old Brandon Ratcliffe has achieved something perhaps even more difficult than Hollywood fame: total privacy. Having reached the pinnacle of critical acclaim before his teenage years, he made the deliberate choice to retreat from the public eye. He bypassed the traditional route of child star to adult actor, choosing instead to let his early body of work stand as a finished masterpiece. While fans often search for him on digital platforms, Brandon remains a ghost in the machine, successfully shielding his adult life from the scrutiny of social media. He serves as a fascinating case study of a performer who mastered the art of the exit proving that one can leave an indelible mark on cinema without being consumed by its relentless demand for more. Dion Richmond. Dion Richmond's face is synonymous with the vibrant energy of 1980s and 90s television. Born in New York City, Dion's professional journey ignited with a magnetic presence in the 1985 music video for Cool and the Gang's Cherish. But he truly cemented his status as a cultural icon through his recurring role as Kenny, affectionately nicknamed Bud, on the legendary sitcom The Cosby Show. As the best friend of Rudy Huxtable, Dion delivered a comedic performance that was both innocent and incredibly sharp, earning him a Young Artist Award in 1989. He possessed a unique ability to hold his own alongside comedy titans, showcasing a rhythmic timing that suggested a professional maturity far beyond his chronological age. As the 1990s progressed, Richmond successfully navigated the treacherous transition from child star to versatile young adult actor. He became a series regular on Sister Sister, playing Jordan Bennett, the long-term boyfriend of Tamara Mowry's character. His filmography expanded into the horror and comedy genres, with notable appearances in Scream 3 2000 and the cult classic Not Another Teen Movie 2001. In the latter, he played Malik, a character that satirized the very tropes he had navigated throughout his career. Unlike many child performers who struggled to find work after their initial shows ended, Dion remained consistently employed, proving that his charisma was not merely a byproduct of youth, but a genuine, sustainable craft. Today, at 55 years old in early 2026, Dion Richmond has largely traded the glare of the spotlight for the nuanced control of the director's chair. Following a hiatus in the mid-2000s to pursue personal interests and battle health challenges, including a courageous and successful fight against colon cancer, he pivoted toward production and directing. He now works behind the scenes, helping to shape the next generation of television and film projects. While he occasionally returns to acting for special projects, his primary focus is on the structural side of storytelling. Dion stands as a testament to longevity in the industry, evolving from the lovable kid next door into a seasoned professional who understands every facet of the entertainment world. Emmanuel Lewis. In the mid-1980s, few figures occupied a larger space in the American psyche than Emmanuel Lewis. Rising to stratospheric fame as the titular character in the sitcom, Webster Lewis portrayed an orphan young boy taken in by a retired football player and his socialite wife. What made Emmanuel a phenomenon wasn't just his small stature, a result of a rare medical condition that left his growth plates fused, but his immense radiating warmth and impeccable comedic timing. From 1983 to 1989, he became a global sensation, winning People's Choice Awards and even becoming a close personal confidant to the king of pop, Michael Jackson. His face adorned everything from lunchboxes to international commercials, making him one of the most bankable faces of the decade. However, as the 1990s approached and Webster concluded, Emmanuel Lewis made a calculated decision that many child stars fail to consider. He prioritized his intellectual development over the Hollywood grind. He stepped away from the constant pressure of auditions to enroll at Clark Atlanta University. While the world wondered where the little boy had gone, Emmanuel was busy earning a Bachelor of Arts degree in theater arts, graduating in 1997. This academic foundation allowed him to view the entertainment industry through a lens of business and craft rather than just celebrity. He diversified his skills, achieving a black belt in karate and launching his own music label and motion picture studio, the Emmanuel Lewis Entertainment Group. As of January 2026, at the age of 54, Emmanuel Lewis leads a life defined by entrepreneurial spirit and quiet dignity. Though he occasionally makes guest appearances on reality shows or late-night talk segments to reminisce about the golden age of sitcoms, he primarily operates as a businessman behind the scenes. He has maintained a legendary level of mystery regarding his personal life, successfully avoiding the tabloid pitfalls that claimed many of his contemporaries. Emmanuel remains a symbol of resilience, proving that being a child star can be a successful first chapter rather than the entire book. He continues to engage with his loyal fan base through special appearances, always carrying that same infectious smile that captured the world's heart 40 years ago. Raven Larrymore Kelly. Raven Larrymore Kelly stands out in the early 2000s landscape as a child actor who possessed an almost jarring emotional maturity. While many of her peers were navigating lighthearted sitcoms, Raven was tackling some of the most intense and racially charged narratives in American cinema. Born in 1985 in Fairfax, Virginia, she first captured the industry's attention with her haunting portrayal of a young Tina Turner in the 1993 biopic What's Love Got to Do with It? However, it was her performance in the 1996 legal thriller A Time to Kill that truly solidified her as a dramatic powerhouse. Playing Tanya Haley, the young victim at the center of a volatile trial, she delivered a performance that required a vulnerability and strength rarely seen in performers of her age, earning her immense critical respect. As she entered the early 2000s, Raven continued to work steadily, showcasing her versatility across various genres. She made memorable guest appearances on iconic series such as ER Buffy, The Vampire Slayer, and Roseanne, while also landing a recurring role in the drama series I'll Fly Away. Unlike the typical teen star trajectory that often ends in burnout, Raven maintained a professional composure that allowed her to transition into more complex adult roles without losing her artistic integrity. She possessed a unique screen presence, a blend of fierce intelligence and deep empathy that made every character she inhabited feel fully realized and human regardless of the screen time. Today, as of January 2026, at the age of 40, Raven Larrymore Kelly has masterfully achieved what many celebrities crave: a life of dignified anonymity. Following her last few roles in the mid-2000s, she made the conscious decision to step back from the frantic pace of Hollywood. She has successfully kept her personal life entirely private, staying away from the digital noise of social media and the paparazzi circuit. While she is no longer active in the traditional entertainment industry, her legacy remains intact through the powerful films she left behind. Raven serves as a reminder that the true mark of a great actor is not how long they stay under the spotlight, but the indelible impact they leave on the audience's soul during the time they are there. Kiami Davayel. For a generation of children in the mid-90s and early 2000s, Kiami Davayel was the ultimate symbol of childhood friendship. Born in 1986 in Kentucky, she shot to international stardom as Lavender, the spunky, bespectacled best friend of the titular protagonist in the 1996 classic Matilda. Her performance was defined by a perfect comedic timing and a natural warmth that made her instantly relatable. While many child stars struggled to find their footing after a breakout role, Kiami transitioned smoothly into the early 2000s, landing guest spots on beloved sitcoms like Moesha, The Steve Harvey Show, and In the House. She possessed a vibrant screen presence that suggested a long career ahead in front of the camera, yet Kiami harbored ambitions that reached far beyond the Hollywood soundstage. As the new millennium progressed, Kiami made a pivotal decision to prioritize her education over the fickle nature of fame. She chose to trade the red carpets for the lecture halls of the University of Kentucky, where she dedicated herself to the study of human behavior. In 2008, she earned her Bachelor of Arts in Psychology, a degree that would later inform her nuanced approach to character development and storytelling. This shift wasn't a retreat, but rather an evolution. She used her academic background to deepen her understanding of the arts. Instead of chasing fleeting acting credits, she began to focus on the structural elements of performance, moving into the realms of writing, producing, and directing for the theater. Today, as of January 2026, at the age of 39, Kiami Davayel is a multi-hyphenate force in the performing arts community. Residing in the creative hub of Burbank, California, she has become a respected mentor for the next generation, teaching acting classes that emphasize psychological depth. She has successfully transitioned into a producer and director of theater productions, and her 2012 script Reckless marked her debut as a formidable screenwriter. Kiami's journey serves as an inspiring blueprint for former child actors, proving that one can honor their past, frequently sharing nostalgic Lavender memories with her fans on social media, while building a sophisticated professional legacy on their own terms. She remains a magical figure, not for the tricks she played in a movie, but for the brilliant reality she has constructed for herself. Zelda Harris. Zelda Harris occupies a unique space in the annals of 1990s and early 2000s cinema as a performer of immense gravity and soul. Born in 1985 in New York City, Zelda became the heart of Spike Lee's semi-autobiographical masterpiece Crooklyn, 1994. As Troy Carmichael, she carried the entire emotional weight of the film, portraying a young girl navigating grief and family dynamics in 1970s Brooklyn, with a maturity that left critics breathless. She wasn't just a child actor delivering lines, she was a conduit for complex human experiences. This profound debut led to other significant roles, including Jessie Ramsey in The Babysitter's Club and a powerful turn in He Got Game, further solidifying her status as one of the most talented young actors of her generation. As the industry moved into the 2000s, Zelda continued to demonstrate a discerning eye for projects that prioritize substance over spectacle. However, despite the open doors of Hollywood, she harbored an intellectual curiosity that the entertainment industry alone could not satisfy. In a move that reflected the grounded nature of her screen characters, Zelda chose to step away from the limelight to pursue higher education at the highest level. She enrolled at Princeton University, one of the world's most prestigious Ivy League institutions. Her transition from the streets of cinematic Brooklyn to the hallowed halls of academia was seamless, culminating in her graduation in 2007. This choice signaled a shift from being an object of the lens to being a master of her own narrative. Today, as of January 2026, at the age of 40, Zelda Harris has successfully redefined herself as a multifaceted educator and artist. While she has largely left professional acting behind, her creative spirit remains vibrant through music. She has performed as the lead singer of her own band Zelda and the Loos, blending her soulful roots with a sophisticated jazz influence. Now working in the field of education, she uses her unique background to inspire and mentor students, proving that the brilliance that she displayed as a child was merely the foundation for a life of intellectual and artistic depth. Zelda remains an iconic figure, a woman who conquered Hollywood at age 9 and then had the courage to walk away to conquer herself. Brandon Hammond. In the mid-1990s and early 2000s, Brandon Hammond was the quintessential heart of African-American cinema. Born in February 1984 in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Brandon possessed an innate ability to convey profound observation through a single glance. He became a breakout star as Ahmad in the 1997 classic Soul Food, playing the pivotal grandson who struggles to keep his fractured family together after the matriarch falls ill. His performance was so moving that it earned him an NAACP Image Award, cementing him as one of the most respected young actors of the decade. Brandon was everywhere, playing a young Michael Jordan in Space Jam, appearing in the high-stakes thriller Mars Attacks, and delivering a nuanced performance in Waiting to Exhale. As the 2000s rolled in, Brandon continued to grace television screens with roles in The Gregory Hines Show and Dr. Quinn Medicine Woman. However, as he transitioned into his 20s, he felt a pull toward a different side of the craft. Unlike child stars who chase the spotlight until it fades, Brandon recognized that his true passion lay in the architecture of storytelling. He chose to step back from the front of the camera to study the mechanics of filmmaking. This wasn't an exit from the industry, but an evolution into a creator. He dedicated himself to writing and directing, focusing on narratives that captured the same warmth and cultural resonance that defined his early acting career. Today, as of late January 2026, the 41-year-old Brandon Hammond has successfully reinvented himself as an influential filmmaker and educator. He recently channeled his history into a major creative milestone, directing a documentary celebrating the 25th anniversary of Soul Food, which brought the original cast back together to discuss the film's enduring legacy. Residing in Los Angeles, he balances his time between developing new scripts and mentoring aspiring filmmakers of color. Brandon's journey is a masterclass in professional longevity. He transitioned from being the boy who united a fictional family to a man who preserves and creates the very culture he helped define. He remains a beloved figure, proving that a child star's greatest act can be the one they write for themselves. Ashley Amari Adams. In the landscape of mid-90s and early 2000s television, Ashley Amari Adams was the personification of adorable. Born in 1991, she captured the hearts of millions at the tender age of 4 when she was cast as Cece Peterson on the hit WB sitcom The Parenthood. As the youngest member of the Peterson family, Ashley was more than just a cute face. She possessed a natural comedic rhythm and a spark of genuine curiosity that made her scenes with TV parents Robert Townsend and Suzanne Douglas a joy to watch. From 1995 to 1999, she grew up on screen, evolving from a precocious toddler into a talented young performer who could hold her own in a fast-paced comedic environment. As she moved into the early 2000s, Ashley continued to explore the entertainment world, though she became increasingly selective with her roles. She showcased her vocal versatility by lending her voice to the character Teddy in the 1999 film Baby Geniuses, and later made a guest appearance in the popular series Girlfriends in 2008. However, despite her early momentum and the clear potential for a lifelong career in Hollywood, Ashley began to feel the pull of a more traditional life. She navigated the difficult waters of being a child star with remarkable grace, eventually deciding that the constant scrutiny of the industry was not the environment in which she wanted to build her future. Today, as of January 2026, the 34-year-old Ashley Amari Adams has successfully transitioned into a life of fulfillment away from the flashing cameras. Choosing to leave the industry in her late teens, she focused on her personal growth and education. Currently, she is leading a private and happy life centered around her most rewarding role to date, motherhood. While she is no longer active in the public eye, her impact as Cece Peterson remains a nostalgic cornerstone for fans of 90s television. Ashley's story is a beautiful example of a child performer who recognized that her worth wasn't tied to her fame, choosing instead to find peace and happiness on her own terms, far from the spotlight she once dominated. Ross Bagley. Ross Bagley was arguably one of the most omnipresent faces of mid-90s and early 2000s entertainment. Born in 1988 in Los Angeles, Ross became a cultural phenomenon at just 5 years old when he landed the role of the mischievous yet endearing Buckwheat in the 1994 film The Little Rascals. His performance earned him a Young Artist Award and immediately opened the doors to Hollywood's elite circles. However, it was his casting as Nikki Banks on the iconic sitcom The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air that solidified his place in television history. Joining the cast in the later seasons, Ross held his own alongside the world's biggest star, Will Smith, delivering punchlines with a precision that belied his age. His chemistry with the cast was so organic that he was brought back to play Will Smith's son in the 1996 blockbuster Independence Day, one of the highest-grossing films of the decade. As the industry transitioned into the 2000s, Ross remained active, lending his voice to animated projects and appearing in series like Judging Amy. However, having achieved monumental success before reaching his teens, he began to develop a curiosity for the structural world beyond the camera lens. Unlike many child stars who struggled to let go of their early fame, Ross navigated his adolescence with a sense of grounded realism. He chose to step away from the relentless audition circuit to focus on his education, eventually enrolling at California State University, Northridge. There he traded the spotlight for the study of cinema and television arts, gaining a formal understanding of the industry he had dominated as a child. Today, as of late January 2026, the 37-year-old Ross Bagley has successfully crafted a multifaceted career that reflects his diverse talents. He has transitioned from the Bel-Air lifestyle to a thriving career in the Los Angeles real estate market, where his interpersonal skills and professional discipline have made him a standout agent. But the rhythm of entertainment still flows through him. He is also a well-known DJ in the LA scene, performing under the name DJ Rossi B. Ross maintains a warm connection with his past, frequently engaging with fans and former castmates, proving that he is one of the rare child stars who navigated the transition to adulthood with his soul and his smile completely intact. Arthur Reggie III. In the mid-90s, Arthur Reggie III became a household name as the face of a groundbreaking television movement. Born in 1982, Arthur secured his place in history as Alfred "Alfie" Parker, the charismatic and cool older brother on the hit Nickelodeon series My Brother and Me. The show was a pioneer, being one of the first network sitcoms to center on a middle-class black family, and Arthur's portrayal of Alfie was the anchor. He possessed a natural swagger and an effortless ability to deliver punchlines that resonated with an entire generation of young viewers. From 1994 to 1995, Arthur wasn't just an actor, he was a trendsetter whose style and personality influenced the aesthetic of the cool kid in the early digital age. As the industry moved into the early 2000s, Arthur's versatility led him to explore various facets of the entertainment world. He showcased his vocal talents by voicing the character of Jamal Wingo in the animated series Sea Bear and Jamal, and made appearances in critically acclaimed projects like the film Bulworth and the popular sitcom Martin. Unlike many of his peers who stayed locked in the child actor box, Arthur's transition into young adulthood was marked by a quiet sophistication. He possessed a magnetic screen presence that could have easily sustained a lifelong career in Hollywood, yet he felt a growing desire to explore a life defined by personal growth rather than public ratings. Today, as of late January 2026, the 43-year-old Arthur Reggie III has masterfully transitioned into a life of peace and purposeful privacy. Following his decision to step away from the professional acting circuit in the late 90s, he focused on his education and personal development. While he is no longer a fixture on primetime television, he has maintained a deeply appreciative connection with his fans. Arthur is known for his humility, occasionally sharing nostalgic behind-the-scenes memories and life updates on social media, which are always met with an outpouring of love from 90s kids. He stands as a dignified example of a performer who recognized the value of his cultural contribution and chose to let that legacy stand while he built a rich private life on his own terms. Brandon Quintin Adams. Brandon Quintin Adams was one of the most prolific and recognizable faces of African-American youth cinema throughout the late 80s and 90s. Born in 1979 in Topeka, Kansas, Brandon possessed a kinetic energy that translated perfectly to the big screen. He first burst into the global consciousness in Michael Jackson's Moonwalker, 1988. But it was his work in the early 90s that defined a generation. As Kenny de Nunez in the 1993 classic The Sandlot, he portrayed the team's ace pitcher with a cool, collected confidence that made him an instant icon. Simultaneously, he was a key figure in the Mighty Ducks franchise as Jesse Hall, showcasing an athletic charisma that felt authentic and grounded. He had a rare ability to bridge the gap between gritty drama seen in Wes Craven's The People Under the Stairs and lighthearted family adventures. As the industry pivoted into the early 2000s, Brandon's career faced a profound emotional crossroads. In 2002, the tragic loss of his close friend and fellow actor Merlin Santana deeply affected his desire to stay in the public eye. The grief prompted a period of reflection and a temporary hiatus from the relentless Hollywood machine. However, instead of fading away, Brandon reinvented his professional identity. He utilized his distinctive, commanding voice to pivot into the world of voice acting and narration. He famously voiced Raijin in the blockbuster video game Kingdom Hearts 2, proving that his talent could transcend the screen and inhabit the digital world. This shift allowed him to maintain his creative integrity while stepping away from the intense scrutiny of the camera. Today, as of late January 2026, at the age of 46, Brandon Quintin Adams stands as a resilient figure who has mastered the art of the second act. He has successfully found a balance between his legendary past and a fulfilling present. In 2021, he returned to the screen to narrate the film The Resort, and he continues to be a frequent guest at fan conventions, where he is celebrated for the cultural impact of his childhood roles. Beyond his work, he is a dedicated family man who uses his platform to inspire others by sharing his journey of overcoming personal loss and rebuilding a life centered on health and resilience. Brandon remains a beloved figure of 90s nostalgia, but he is more than a memory. He is a man who proved that true success is about the strength to keep moving forward. Noah Gray-Cabey. In the early 2000s, Noah Gray-Cabey was the definitive face of the child prodigy archetype. Born in 1995, Noah didn't just play a genius on screen, he lived it. Before capturing the world's attention as the hyper-intelligent, piano-playing Franklin Aloysius Mumford on the sitcom My Wife and Kids, Noah was already a world-class musician. At the age of 4, he became the youngest soloist to ever perform with an orchestra at the Sydney Opera House. This extraordinary intellectual foundation translated perfectly to television, where his sharp comedic timing and expressive eyes made him a standout star from 2002 to 2005. He followed this success by transitioning into the superhero genre, portraying the technopathic Micah Sanders on the global phenomenon Heroes, solidifying his status as one of the most bankable and talented young actors of his generation. As the late 2000s approached, Noah faced the classic dilemma of the child star, how to grow up under the microscope. Unlike many who struggled with this transition, Noah navigated his teenage years with a focus on holistic development. He chose to step back from leading roles to focus on his education, eventually attending Harvard University. This period of academic rigor allowed him to cultivate a life outside of Hollywood, proving that his early success was not a fluke, but a byproduct of a formidable mind. When he did return to the screen, it was on his own terms, appearing in projects like Code Black and Pretty Little Liars, the perfectionist showcasing a physical and artistic transformation that left fans of the Little Franklin absolutely stunned. Today, as of late January 2026, at the age of 30, Noah Graykaby has fully evolved into a modern Renaissance man. He has shed the image of the cute kid genius, replacing it with a reputation for intellectual depth and physical fitness. Now an advocate for various social causes, he balances his continued passion for music with a selective approach to acting. Noah is a rare example of a performer who managed to survive the intense pressure of early fame by prioritizing his character and intellect over the pursuit of constant celebrity. He remains a beloved figure not just for the laughs he provided as a child, but for the inspiring, disciplined adult. He has become a man who proved that being a prodigy is only the beginning of a much larger journey. Danielle Spencer. Danielle Spencer is a cornerstone of African-American sitcom history, representing a bridge between the classic era and the modern transformations of child stardom. Born in 1965 in Trenton, New Jersey, Danielle became a cultural phenomenon at just 8 years old when she was cast as Dee Thomas on the hit ABC sitcom What's Happening. Known for her sharp-tongued comebacks and iconic, "Ooh, I'm gonna tell mama, mama," and catchphrase, she redefined the feisty younger sister archetype. Her performance was so impactful that she was the only original cast member brought back as a series regular for the 1980s sequel What's Happening Now. However, behind the laughter was a young woman facing trials that would have broken a lesser spirit. In 1977, at the height of her early fame, Danielle's life was forever altered by a devastating car accident that killed her stepfather and left her in a coma for 3 weeks. The long road to recovery required intense physical therapy and left her with lifelong spinal challenges. Yet instead of letting tragedy define her, Danielle looked toward a higher calling. Inspired by the medical professionals who saved her life, she made the monumental decision to trade Hollywood for the laboratory. She dedicated herself to her studies, ultimately earning her degree in veterinary medicine from Tuskegee University in 1996. For decades, she served as a dedicated veterinarian, proving that a child star's second act could be rooted in science and service. As of late January 2026, the 60-year-old Danielle Spencer stands as a symbol of profound perseverance. Though her journey has been marked by additional health hurdles, including a battle with breast cancer and ongoing spinal surgeries, she has remained a beacon of positivity. She has become an author and a motivational speaker, sharing her story of survival and transformation with audiences worldwide. Occasionally returning to the screen for special appearances, most notably in the film As Good as It Gets, she balances her love for the arts with her commitment to animal welfare. Danielle is more than just a former child star. She is a survivor who proved that even when life changes your trajectory, you can still find a way to heal, lead, and inspire. Kamani Griffin. In the early to mid-2000s, Kamani Griffin was the face of innocent mischief and infectious joy. Born in 1998 in Oakland, California, Kamani's career exploded when he was just 5 years old, starring alongside Eddie Murphy in the 2003 hit comedy Daddy Daycare. As the lovable Ben Hinton, he displayed a natural comedic timing that didn't feel scripted, but rather lived in. This success led directly to his most iconic television role as Robert "Bobby" James Jr. on the sitcom All of Us, produced by Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith. From 2003 to 2007, Kamani became a household favorite, growing up before our eyes and proving that he could handle both the slapstick nature of family comedy and the emotional beats of a growing boy in a modern family. What set Kamani apart from many of his contemporaries was his early foray into the world of voice acting. He recognized that his expressive tone was just as valuable as his on-screen presence. He lent his voice to beloved characters in projects like Ni Hao Kai Lan and voiced the young Caleb in the epic Rise of the Guardians. Even as he matured, he continued to land guest spots on prestige dramas like Grey's Anatomy, ER, and NCIS, demonstrating a range that spanned from lighthearted animation to high-stakes medical drama. However, as he reached his late teens, Kamani made a conscious choice to step back from the intense grind of the Hollywood audition circuit to pursue a more balanced and private life. Today, as of late January 2026, the 27-year-old Kamani Griffin has successfully transitioned into a life defined by personal growth and creative exploration. While he maintains a much lower public profile than during his Bobby James years, he hasn't entirely left the arts behind. He has focused on his higher education and developed interests in music and digital production, often working behind the scenes on independent creative projects. Occasionally, he returns to the recording booth for voiceover work, but he primarily enjoys a quiet life away from the paparazzi. Kamani's journey is a perfect example of a child star who harnessed his early opportunities to build a foundation for a stable, fulfilling adult life, proving that true stardom is the ability to choose your own path. Dee Dee Davis. In the early to mid-2000s, Dee Dee Davis was the undisputed scene stealer of primetime television. Born in April 1996 in Culver City, California, she was cast at the age of 5 as Brianna "Baby Girl" Tompkins on the critically acclaimed sitcom The Bernie Mac Show. Despite her age, Dee Dee possessed a formidable screen presence, holding her own against the legendary high-energy comedy of the late Bernie Mac. Her character was a perfect blend of innocent sweetness and sassy defiance, earning her an Image Award for Outstanding Supporting Actress at just 7 years old. From 2001 to 2006, the world watched her grow from a wide-eyed toddler into a sharp, confident young girl, making her one of the most recognizable child stars of the decade. As the show concluded in 2006, Dee Dee faced the pivotal moment of transition that defines every child performer's future. While she made guest appearances on major series like Strong Medicine and ER, she began to realize that her passions extended far beyond the boundaries of a soundstage. She chose to prioritize a normal upbringing, stepping away from the red carpets to focus on her education and personal development. Unlike many of her peers who struggled to separate their identity from their famous characters, Dee Dee navigated her teenage years with a sense of grounded realism, eventually choosing to leave the entertainment industry entirely to pursue professional stability and motherhood. Today, as of late January 2026, the 29-year-old Dee Dee Davis is living a life of quiet fulfillment far from the Hollywood spotlight. She has successfully transitioned into a career outside of show business and has focused her energy on her most rewarding role, being a mother. She remains a beloved figure of nostalgia, occasionally reuniting with her former Bernie Mac Show castmates for special milestones such as their heartwarming 2018 reunion, which always sparks joy among fans. Although she is no longer active in acting, Dee Dee's legacy as Baby Girl remains a permanent fixture in the history of Black family television. She stands as a shining example of a child star who conquered the industry early, then had the wisdom to walk away and build a happy private life on her own terms. DJ Daniels. In the late 1990s and early 2000s, DJ Daniels, born Dorjan Lindell Daniels in 1988, was a quintessential presence in the landscape of Black family entertainment. He gained widespread recognition for his role as DJ Hewley, the energetic and witty son, on the hit sitcom The Hewleys, which ran from 1998 to 2002. His performance was characterized by a sharp sense of humor and a natural chemistry with his television father, D. L. Hewley. Beyond his primary sitcom role, D.A. was a versatile performer, appearing in iconic series such as In the House Coach and The Steve Harvey Show. His ability to navigate both comedic and dramatic beats made him one of the most promising young talents of his era, representing the vibrant youth culture of the turn of the millennium. However, as the mid-2000s approached and the Hewleys concluded, DJ's life took a dramatic and public turn. In 2012, at the age of 23, he faced a severe legal crisis when he was charged in connection with a fatal stabbing in Stockton, California. For several months, he faced the possibility of a life sentence, a situation that shocked fans who remembered him as the charming boy next door. Ultimately, DJ was acquitted of all charges, including murder and gang-related counts, after the jury found he was not the perpetrator. This harrowing experience served as a massive wake-up call, prompting a total withdrawal from the Hollywood spotlight and a deep period of personal reevaluation and healing. Today, as of January 2026, at the age of 37, DJ Daniels has successfully rebuilt his life far from the cameras that once documented his childhood. He has channeled his experiences into the world of music, performing and producing under the name Boy Truth. His lyrics often reflect his journey through fame, loss, and redemption, offering a raw and honest look at the realities of life after child stardom. DJ has maintained a low public profile, choosing to focus on his personal growth and his community rather than pursuing a traditional acting comeback. His story is one of profound resilience, proving that even after facing the darkest of circumstances, it is possible to find your voice again and construct a future based on truth and inner peace. Shavar Ross. Shavar Ross is a definitive figure of the 1980s and 90s, known for a screen presence that perfectly balanced comedic timing with profound sincerity. Born in 1971 in the Bronx, New York, Shavar's career took flight when he was cast as Dudley Ramsey, the loyal best friend of Arnold Jackson on the iconic sitcom Different Strokes. From 1980 to 1986, Shavar delivered a performance that resonated with millions, particularly in the groundbreaking and heavy-hitting The Bicycle Man episode, which addressed child safety with a gravity rarely seen in comedies. His ability to navigate such sensitive subject matter established him as a young actor of exceptional range, leading to a decade of consistent work, including a recurring role as Aristotle on Magnum P1, and a memorable appearance in the horror classic Friday the 13th, A New Beginning. As the late 1990s approached, Shavar witnessed the turbulent struggles of many of his peers in the industry. Faced with the child star curse that claimed the stability of several of his castmates, he made a conscious and courageous decision to diversify his life beyond the camera. He pursued higher education with vigor, eventually finding a profound spiritual calling. Shavar founded a retail ministry and transitioned into the world of digital media and film production. Instead of waiting for the industry to offer him roles, he took control of the narrative, founding Tri-7 Entertainment. This move allowed him to blend his decades of professional experience with his creative vision, producing and directing content that reflected his personal values and business acumen. Today, as of late January 2026, the 54-year-old Shavar Ross stands as a pillar of stability and success in the post-stardom era. He has been happily married to his wife Beth for over 30 years, and together they have raised 2 children, proving that a healthy family life is possible after a childhood in the spotlight. Based in Los Angeles, Shavar operates as a multi-hyphenate entrepreneur, photographer, and filmmaker. He is also a licensed minister, often using his platform to provide guidance and support to others navigating personal transitions. Shavar Ross remains an inspiring example of a performer who didn't just survive Hollywood. He outgrew it, building a legacy defined by faith, entrepreneurial grit, and an enduring commitment to his family. Joshua Washington. In the early 2000s, Joshua Washington became one of the most consistent and recognizable faces in family entertainment. Born in 1989 in Kings County, California, Joshua possessed a natural, easygoing charm that made him a favorite for directors looking for a relatable young lead. He first broke into the mainstream with the 2000 blockbuster Big Mama's House, playing Trent Pierce, the stepson of Martin Lawrence's character. His ability to deliver comedic beats while maintaining a grounded emotional core led to a string of high-profile projects, including Antoine Fisher, where he played the titular character as a child in the 2006 sports comedy Like Mike 2 Streetball. Joshua was the go-to actor for roles that required a blend of street-smart wit and heartfelt vulnerability. As the decade progressed, Joshua proved his versatility by moving seamlessly between film and television. He made memorable guest appearances on hit shows like The Bernie Mac Show, The Sweet Life of Zach and Cody, and House, showing that he could hold his own in both multi-cam sitcoms and intense medical dramas. Unlike the high-drama headlines that often surround child stars, Joshua's transition into young adulthood was marked by a steady professionalism. He continued to work through the late 2000s and early 2010s, notably appearing in the 2010 film Frenemies. However, as he reached his mid-20s, he began to prioritize a more balanced life, stepping away from the relentless pace of the Hollywood audition circuit to focus on his own personal milestones. Today, as of late January 2026, the 36-year-old Joshua Washington has successfully transitioned into a life of stability and privacy. While he has moved away from full-time professional acting, he remains a deeply respected figure among fans of 2000s nostalgia. He has dedicated much of his energy to his family, often sharing glimpses of his life as a devoted father on social media, which delights fans who grew up watching him. Joshua has also explored interests in music and independent content creation, maintaining his creative spark without the pressure of the studio system. His journey is a testament to the idea that a successful career in Hollywood doesn't have to last forever to be meaningful. Joshua built a legacy of joy and then had the wisdom to trade the spotlight for the richness of everyday life. Joshua Washington was a cornerstone of early 2000s family cinema, bringing a perfect balance of humor and heart to classics like Big Mama's House and Antoine Fisher. Unlike many stars who lost themselves in the Hollywood machine, Joshua chose a path of dignity, prioritizing fatherhood and personal stability over fleeting fame. At Black Excellence Legends, we celebrate his transition into a fulfilled private life. However, his departure raises a pressing question for the industry. Is the ultimate mark of success for a child star continued fame, or the courage to walk away and build a legacy of peace on their own terms?